The Challenger cuts through open ocean, plowing through huge waves and heavy swells. 2 sailors are sorting out nets up on deck. One is larger in stature than the other. It's been 6 days since we departed from Sailmark. Why does that guy care so much about finding his fantasy world?
Who the hell cares? We're just getting paid to make sure he gets there. Want a pretzel?
Does he have like a berry pot of gold or something stashed there?
Who knows what's going on in that crazy-ass mind of his?
Ghost inspects the map with Captain Horner and Robin waiting for his instructions.
Okay, we'll want to turn 45 degrees north.
How did you come to that conclusion?
Sailor was caught in a storm, remember? We're below the equator, which puts us right into hurricane territory. If we head for the equator and follow it, we can stay safe from the storms.
Does the Undead world rest on the equator?
That's another problem, Captain. The actual size of this place is a complete mystery. It could be an island, for all we know.
You better not be leading us into empty waters.
You have nothing to fear, Captain.
I have everything to fear, and so does everyone else on board the ship.
We're on the verge of discovering a lost world. But if you want to kick me off so badly, I would recommend waiting until we know for a fact whether it's real or not.
Know this. I'm throwing you off my ship, whether this place is real or not. 45 degrees north it is.
I'd rather face hurricanes than be stuck out here for much longer.
You still don't trust me either, do you?
Why would I ever trust you? You killed people and stole from King Rourke.
He is no longer my king, Robin. We are conquerors of the New World.
Whatever you say.
I do say. Once we get there, you'll see that I'm right.
A light fog bank looms over the ship, blurring out the horizon. Robin leans over the railing as he looks out towards the calm ocean. Who's there? Oh, it's you, Mr. Steele.
Good morning, Captain.
It's quite an early morning. 6 a.m. in fact. What are you doing up at this hour?
I heard that giant striped eels are most active between dusk and dawn. I haven't seen any yet, though.
Good thing, too, considering how often they attack vessels.
Yeah, I suppose so. I think I might try to get some sleep, unless Ghost hounds me for something. I doubt any eels will be coming out tonight.
Honestly, I would prefer the eels.
Well, that's one thing we have in common. May I ask you a personal question, Captain?
Please.
Why did you accept this job if you hate him so much?
I'm decommissioned from the Unity Naval Division. Just like you, he pays me.
Captain, there's a message for you. I'll be there in a moment.
But just know that there are things that he is not telling you. Robin makes his way towards his cabin with his eyes growing heavier.
What does the captain want to talk to me about?
Robin overhears this and hides behind a corner.
He knows about what? Spit it out, Grant.
Grant leans towards Ghost and murmurs something to him.
You can't be serious.
It sounds pretty urgent, sir.
All right. Don't let Robin Steele know about any of this.
Of course, sir.
Ghost makes his way through the ship's corridor, checking his surroundings to see if he is being followed before continuing. Robin watches him leave with suspicion. Letting his old Unity habits take over, he quietly follows him through the corridor. Ghost heads straight for the captain's cabin, checking his surroundings again before heading inside. Robin spots an open window on the side of the cabin and stands next to it, overhearing the conversation taking place inside.
Please tell me that this is all a big joke.
I got a call from the Jumian Division themselves. Did you really think that I wouldn't find out about your little secret? I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I draw the line here.
You knew exactly what you got yourself into when I hired you.
Hired me? Let's get something straight here. I'm not your damn slave, and neither is that kid.
As long as I have the money, then you are under my command.
Is that a threat, Abraham? Because if so, I'll have you turned in. Right now. Ghost shakes his head in dismay. There is nothing else he can do now.
I can't let you jeopardize my expedition.
From outside the cabin, Robin hears the sound of a knife piercing through flesh. Captain Horner screams in agony as his blood splatters across the window.
Oh my God!
Robin gets up and makes a run for the wheelhouse.
We have to go back.
Robin swings the door open and then sees the GPS. They are in the northern hemisphere, way off their charted course. Ghost walks into the wheelhouse. His hands show signs of the blood he cleaned off, despite it being blatantly clear to Robin.
There you are.
What's going on? Why aren't we following the course you set for us?
Ghost looks away for a moment. He tries to keep a straight face, but Robin can see that his act belies a nervous sense of guilt in his eyes.
The plan's changed. I'm in command of the ship now.
The foghorn blares, taking them both by surprise. They rush out onto the deck, followed by a number of mercenaries and sailors. Every soul on board stares out into the open ocean in disbelief.
What the hell is that?
Standing before them is a giant wall of thunder.
Robin, get everyone to their stations. I want everything on the ship operational. See to it that things go as smoothly as possible.
As you wish, sir. Then I'll deal with you afterwards.
As the Challenger enters the storm, heavy rainfall and loud thunder surround them. Sailors bark and shout orders to each other amid the chaos in hopes of getting the ship through the storm. The Challenger tosses back and forth against the waves, causing the crew to grab onto the first thing they could. Soon, the waves and the thunder begin to die off, leaving only the rain as it continues to pour down on the ship. Everyone on board settles down and looks out to see the clouds of gray fog surround them, blocking out the morning sun. The gentle waves calmly crash against the hull of the ship, echoing the only sound heard. For 5 long minutes, it seems as though they were trapped in a world of nothingness. Robin scans through the fog bank, and then he freezes. Something has caught his eye.
What is that?
You see something?
And then Ghost sees it as well. The fog slowly begins to part, and everyone on board watches as a wall of stone emerges from the abyss. As the ship makes its way towards it, rugged sea cliffs begin to pierce through the layer of fog in the distance. And as the fog finishes parting, everyone on board looks on in awe.
Oh my God. This is it. It's the undead world.
Well, what do you know?
The undead world stands before them, shrouded in fog. The continent has a haunting and otherworldly atmosphere, sending shivers down everyone's spines.
I say we go ashore now. No, nobody goes ashore unless I say so. Besides, we need to inspect the ship for any damages. I want half of you to head to the boiler room for any possible repairs needed. The other half stays up here to keep the ship steady.
What are you all waiting for? Time to get moving, people!
The crewmen scatter immediately.
Robin, I can't be in 2 places at once, so I want you to join the second group in the boiler room and report any damages to me. And remember, I've been trying to find this place for years, and nobody goes ashore before me.
Yes, sir.
Ghost heads off to another part of the ship, and Robin squints his eyes. He has other plans in mind. Grant, Johns, and Mid-Thunder all tuck on a rope line holding the lifeboat in place.
Not that one.
Mr. Steele?
I have special orders from Ghost himself. He wants a base camp operating by the time the ship is done with its inspection.
Don't we need to gather supplies first?
We're just the first team. We're going to secure a location, and then a second team will arrive with the supplies.
Ghost is one weird guy. The lifeboat rows away from the Challenger as it disappears into the fog. Robin, Grant, Johns, and Mid-Thunder are all cramped inside the tiny boat as they row towards the undead world. I can't see anything through this fog. What if we don't make it?
We'll make it! Just keep rowing!
You really think Ghost is gonna find us through all this?
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. If he can do it, then so can he.
Two cliffs appear from out of the fog and surround them on both sides, towering over them like the walls of a cathedral. I can see the cliffs. And the beach. We're almost there. About goddamn time. The lifeboat parks onto a sandy beach. Everyone looks around in amazement. They were all standing before a world lost to time. Robin steps out onto the sand, possibly being the first human to ever set foot in this continent. Bad news, sir. All our signals have been dead ever since we got here. Can't reach the ship with this storm. Wait, see that small mountain over there? If we can reach the top, then maybe we can send Ghost our position.
All right then. I guess we better get going.
The group navigates through the dark jungle. It is claustrophobic, hot, and humid. Fog around them clears under the jungle canopy. The air is filled with chirping insects, rustling vegetation, and distant moans. Damn rain! Can it just end already? How is it breaking through the canopy when we can't even see the mountain anymore? The mountain? The mountain! Where did it go? Oh God, are we lost?
We're not lost. We just need to find our bearings.
Mr. Steele? You might want to see this. Robin walks over to Grant and kneels. Etched in the earth is an unusual footprint with 3 large toes.
Whoa. What is it?
I don't know. I've never seen a footprint like this before. We're not alone out here, are we?
It's all right. That's why we're all armed.
A large reptilian creature dashes through the underbrush, startling the men. Whoa! Did you guys just see that? How could anyone miss that? What the hell kind of place is this?
Okay. Stay close, everyone.
The group carefully continues deeper into the brush. Their eyes scan the jungle as paranoia begins to sink deeper, feeding on their increasing fear. That thing's gonna find us again, man.
Quiet! Do you want whatever was to...
John suddenly screams and gets dragged into the jungle.
Find us?
It got him! It's got Johns!
Everyone! Back to the beach!
The group runs in the direction they believe they came from. Robin's eyes shift across the jungle in a frenzy. Everything looks the same to him from every direction. Suddenly he feels something ramming into him like a freight train. He goes flying across the jungle and rolls across the muddy ground until he hits his head against the trunk of a large tree. Mr. Steele! Quickly! Over here! Mid-Thunder is suddenly dragged into the jungle, screaming in agony.
Mid-Thunder?
Robin cautiously rises to his feet and slowly heads into the direction that he hears Mid-Thunder's voice. He then hears flies buzzing behind a patch of undergrowth.
Hello?
He steps out from behind a patch of ferns. He sees a 10-foot-long carnivorous dinosaur, Venatasuchus, tearing out a chunk of flesh from the carcass of Mid-Thunder. Robin cannot believe what he is seeing. A living, breathing dinosaur is standing before him. The Venatasuchus senses his presence and looks up at him. It gives him low growls. Robin backs up and heads back into the jungle. Another Venatasuchus leaps out from the wall of ferns and tackles him from the side. He rolls down from a slope and crashes into a stream. Grant's dying scream echoes in the distance, followed by the raspy howls of the Venatasuchus. But then he hears the fern trees shake. Even as he stops to turn around, he realizes that a Venatasuchus is staring directly at him with cold green eyes. It charges towards him with hungry jaws. Robin opens fire, but the Venatasuchus does not slow down. As it tackles him again, Robin quickly unsheathes his katana and drives it into the roof of the theropod's mouth. The Venatasuchus stands in place, blood pouring down the blade. Robin throws the Venatasuchus aside. He gets back up and turns on the radio.
If anyone can hear me, I can see the mountain from here. If anybody's alive, keep making your way towards it. Okay, you heard what you said. Gotta find a way out of this jungle.
Robin makes his way through the foggy jungle of the undead world, sweating intensely from the humidity. Robin holds the Uzi close to him as he follows the stream as it leads him towards the mountain.
Dinosaurs. Actual living, breathing dinosaurs. This is amazing.
He swipes away the mosquitoes as they swarm around him.
Okay, this isn't. Buzz off.
A giant yellow striped wasp the size of his head, a mega vespula, lands on an overhanging branch. It stares directly at him with hostility as Robin approaches it. It extends its stinger and flies right towards him in aggression, making him look up in alarm before shooting it down. A small colony of smaller megavespulas further up the stream emerge from the canopy and come swarming towards him. Robin shoots down the megavespulas one by one as green blood rains down all around him. The last remaining megavespula extends its stinger and charges at him.
Come on, big guy.
Robin unsheathes his katana and slices the megavespula in half. Its green blood splatters against the undergrowth.
Note to self, let the bugs annoy you.
Robin feels very uneasy as he makes his way up the mountain. It's too quiet up here, and he didn't like it. Fog still blocks out his vision, which worries him even more.
I should have seen the ocean by now. I guess I should have taken a... Wait a minute. Okay, this looks like a path.
Rocks roll down the cliffs around him, followed by approaching footsteps. Robin quickly hides behind a large log concealed by a fern patch for added protection. Almost immediately, he spots a humanoid figure moving across the cliff wall, silhouetted by the fog. The figure runs with almost animal-like grace, keeping its head low like a hunter stalking its prey. Once the figure disappears down the mountain, Robin comes out of hiding and continues making his way up the mountain trail as he intended. Unaware of it, the figure spots him from a distance, staring curiously at him. The fog parts as Robin finally sees the ocean. He pulls out his radio and speaks into it.
If anyone can hear me, I finally reached the mountain. I still haven't found a way to the top yet, but I have a view of the ocean. I can't see the ship, but it shouldn't be too far.
Suddenly, he hears a high-pitched growl behind him. He quickly turns around, but all he sees are two large seabirds flying down from an overhead boulder. They were covered in dark green feathers with black stripes. Robin can see their light underbellies as they circle above him, eyeing him curiously. But as soon as they land, Robin sees that they possess a long neck and a thick tail with long, smooth feathers protruding from the tips of their tails. They were not seabirds. They were dinosaurs. The pair were a species of coelophysids called Archosauropteryx. In terms of size, they only reached his waist, but they eyed him with hunger. They corner him against the boulder, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. One glides down and lands on him from behind. Robin manages to throw it off his shoulder and shoots it down with his Uzi. However, another one bites down on his arm, causing Robin to cry out in pain, while the other bites down on his leg, shaking its head viciously. Robin's punches and kicks did little to help free him from their grasp. An arrow goes right through the Archosauropteryx that bit down on his arm. Robin and the other Archosauropteryx look on in alarm. The mystery figure arrives, the fog still hiding his true form, leaving only a silhouette. The last Archosauropteryx charges at him, but the figure pulls out a tomahawk and swings it into the dinosaur, killing him. Robin's rescuer looks over at him, curious to know who he was as well. As the figure slowly heads towards him, Robin couldn't help but notice that he had a tail and cat ears. The figure reveals himself, except he was really a she. The cat girl has white fur with black markings on her tail and some on her face, and her red hair up in a ponytail. She stares at Robin with curiosity and awe, and Robin shares her expression. As Robin tries to get up, he writhes in pain. The cat girl realizes his condition and runs right up to him. She pulls out some injury tape from her coat and begins to wrap some around his injured arm.
I don't know if you can understand me, but this will help you.
You can speak my language?
You can understand me?
My name is Robin. Robin Steele.
Briar Lynch. Please hold still for a second.
What are you exactly?
I'm an Archean. Well, technically I'm a cave lioness, but I'm guessing that'll only confuse you more.
Well, I'm
A human, right? I thought you guys were extinct.
What? Extinct? I thought dinosaurs were extinct.
Come on, your buddies will be here soon. Normally, I don't let men stay over at my place, but with your condition, I'll make an exception.